guess it all started when we were boys. My brother had the train set, but I was the one that really envied it. And then a few years ago I bought a train set for my grandson. It turned out that just buying the train set was not enough, as we then spent hours preparing a base and developing the layout and scene. Well, it all moved on from there, and now I hope you can enjoy this film. Christmas 2007 saw an excited Owen get a train set from both his mom and dad and his grandparents. Within a few months and a few car boot sales and shops later, Grandad and Owen turned Owen's bedroom into the model scene that's now in view. And as for Grandad, well, it gave me the idea that my garage could be better used for the benefit of myself and all the other grandchildren. The excuse was to make something that my grandchildren could play with on their visits, and the layout does in fact satisfy that criteria. In truth, there was always a fascination for such things, and a great deal of fun as well as some pleasurable and relaxing time was spent bringing the layout to this level of development. Will it ever be finished? Well, who knows? Other than to make the layout children friendly, there was no great master plan, and the layout simply evolved to meet the restrictions of space and what happened to be available to use at the time. All of the engines and rolling stock, together with track and some buildings and scenic accessories, were purchased second hand, mostly at car boot sales. In general, the period tried to depict the Great Western Railway scene from the 1950s or the 1960s. At the start of the project, there was no great research, simply my memory as a boy and youth. Accuracy as a result was not that great in a number of respects, and for the most part, what was available and simple nostalgia were the driving force. For me, it could not be all about trains. I wanted the scene to depict the activity and people of the period. I really did know very little about the subject, so I moved to old copies of the Model Railway magazine, just to get some ideas. The modelling was great fun, but there was a need to find out more if I was to have some understanding of the railway of the period, and the internet proved to be a great source of information. Of course, there are still things wrong with regard to historical accuracy. For instance, the steam locomotives would not have been running with Great Western logo in 1961. But things are getting better. The internet provided pictures of adverts from the period, both commercial and, of course, from the Great Western Railway. The internet also provided me with information about the trains that's actually in the display. The pannier tanks, the prairie tanks, the rail car, and, of course, to bring it up to date, the warship diesel. The layout is really single track, but the way it's designed allows you to give the impression of at least two trains running on. Isolation points can stop the train and allow another train just to pass through. Enough of all of this. Let's now just stand back and enjoy what's left of the scene. There are those who may think you have to be something of a geek to have a model railway in your garage, shed, attic or anywhere else come to that, but who cares? This hobby has provided me with hours of interest and entertainment and knowledge that I may not otherwise have had to leave me much more than just playing with trains.